Hey friends, Megan McIntosh here. Welcome to this video. I am so excited to talk to you. I have new hair. I got it cut. It was just so long. She curled it today. So I don't really know how good the haircut is when you get a haircut and then they curl it immediately after. It's hard to tell, but I think it's good. She put some layers in it, as you can see, and some layers in the back. So it's just a nice, fresh refresh. I decided not to get too short because it took me so long to grow it out all through the pandemic. So I decided to keep it pretty long. So I just really got a trim and a couple layers in my hair. So I'm excited to talk to you about this topic because it is a bit controversial and I love me some controversy. And it's, should you get a business coach to help you grow your business, to help you get clients, to help you scale? And I know this is controversial because a lot of people, if you're in the online space, they say you have to invest, you have to get a business coach. If you want to make money, you have to spend money. And so I'm going to talk about my thoughts, the pros and cons of this, what type of business coach to get, how you can think about this before you go out and make that big purchase to join a program or join a coach, so that you are informed and you feel good about your investment. So if you're there watching, let me know. Say hello. Drop a 1 down below if you're watching right now. Drop it in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from, what city, what town, what country. And also, are you watching the replay? If you are, you can drop 2 down below, or you can also do hashtag replay. You can do like the little hashtag replay. I am in a different location, as you can see. I like to move around. I am actually at my dad's place in Toronto, but as us Torontonians say, Toronto. He's just by the lake. Actually, it's really beautiful. You can see the Lake Ontario. You can see literally Lake Ontario from the front part of the house. And so they're right by the water. And they're not right on the water, but you can see the lake because they're on the street right by the lake. And just down it's technically Etobicoke, but it is called Toronto now. It's called New Toronto. And so I'm here because I'm babysitting their dog. They went to Cambridge, or they went on a day trip today to visit family members. And they didn't want to leave the dog alone all day. They wanted the dog to have company. The dog's name's Amber. I don't know if Amber will come up. Amber! Let's see if she'll come up. Amber girl! Anyway, I'm not sure. She's kind of huddled downstairs, but I just fed her and I'm going to take her for some walks. And so it's nice to have company. So that's what I've been doing. I've been working all day from here in Toronto, and it's just sometimes nice to change up your scenery, move around, and, get a different place where you're working. So luckily my dad has a lot of rooms in here. I was working in the basement first. They have a really nice basement. They redid it. I'm like, oh, it looks so new. Like, well, we did it before the pandemic. We're used to it. But I haven't been in this house, inside this house, literally since the pandemic. Well, technically I have. I went to the lower level during Father's Day. We came here in the backyard, but I really have not been upstairs or in the house. It's hard to believe, for over a year and a half. And I used to come here all the time. So it's really, a nice thing to think that here, at least in Canada, the COVID numbers are down. A lot of people are out and about and finally getting to see each other. The hairdressers are opening. I'm getting my eyebrows done. Oh my gosh, I can't even handle it. I'm more excited to get my eyebrows done than to get my hair, to be honest with you. I'm getting those done on the 22nd of July. So yes, they've been thick and I have not touched them since November. So I'm going to look brand new come the middle of July. I was literally refreshing my eyebrow lady's page 24/7 because her first appointment was like mid-August. I'm like, there's no way. So I got on the wait list, and every day I like just double check if someone if I could get on the wait list. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a water. Hold on. Okay, let me just have my water before I get into the topic. Okay, here we go. All right, so should you get a business coach to get clients? And the answer is What is the answer? It actually depends. Okay. So when I first got started, I did not have a business coach. When I first started getting clients, I did not have a business coach. I actually got clients on my own. So a lot of people will say you have to have a coach to get clients. I do not believe you have to have a coach. However, what happens is if you do have a coach, you actually can exponentially speed up your results. Okay. So I believe, no, you do not need a business coach, but if you have a business coach, it will help you in your journey, and it'll cut down on a lot of things that you might be spending time on and wasting time on that you don't realize. So do you need to have a business coach to get clients? No, you do not. Is it helpful to have a business coach to get clients? And are you more likely to cut corners? Well, I don't mean cut corners into doing things imperfectly, but what I mean is speed up the time and really be aware of what to do and in your mindset. Yes, 100%. Whenever I have a business coach or I'm in a mastermind, a high level mastermind, and when I say business coach, I don't mean like just taking a course. I literally mean high end support where you're doing one-on-one coaching or you're in a mastermind. And you could be in a group coaching program too, but most of the results I've received is usually when I'm one-on-one or in a mastermind, and I feel really held, and I feel really what's the word? I've been forgetting a lot of words today. I've been on a lot of Zooms, I have to admit. It's like Zoom life for me. There's this one little girl here. Okay, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say not only you feel held, but you feel like you're heard, and you feel like there's a lot of attention being paid onto you, and that you really have the steps. So let me talk to you about why it's so good to have a coach and the benefits of having a coach, and maybe some negative things about having a coach, right? This is going to help you really decide. And then I'm going to talk to you about what kind of coach you might want to look into. All right. So first off, let's look at the reasons why you might not want to get a coach in the start of your journey. Okay. So first off, I'll tell you why I didn't get a coach in the beginning is number one, I didn't know about, I knew about coaches, but I didn't really know about coaches, which is so weird because I was a coach. Okay. So I got trained in life coaching first. So even though I was a sales and marketing manager and marketing director, I took life coach training. So I didn't really know about business coaches, which is really strange, but I just knew about life coaching. So what that meant is when I started my business, I never thought, oh, I need a life coach to start a business. Because, life coaching is where you look at the whole part of your life and you're being held accountable, and it's a different type of thing, right? Life coaching, where you're working on the whole person, and it's not like therapy. Therapy is where you kind of look at your whole life and you might go in the past a lot, whereas life coaching is really you're looking forward, right? You're looking to reach your goals in the future. And so I didn't know much about business coaching. I literally just knew about life coaching when I first started my business, which was back in 2012. And so then I didn't know you could find a business coach to help me grow my business. So what I did in the beginning is I actually just took online courses to learn about internet marketing and online marketing and social media marketing. Now, I'd already learned a lot about social media marketing because I did it in a previous job. So I didn't really need to know too much about that. But in terms of setting up a website and doing ebooks and that kind of thing, and literally online marketing and SEO and learning those things, I did take some courses to do that in the beginning because I didn't know that someone would be able to say, hey, this is the steps I did to make my business as a business coach. So that's what I did. So number one, you might not need a coach because you don't realize that there is such a thing as business coaching. Now, I'm sure if you're watching this, you 100% know that because you're watching this and you might be a coach yourself. And you're like, this was back when I started was 2012. So it was a long time ago and I didn't really know about business coaches. So maybe you don't know about business coaches, but another reason why you might not hire a coach is because you're feeling like, oh, I'm in debt, or I don't want to spend the money. And I totally get that. When I actually started my business, I did have money saved. So luckily I did have money to invest. But if you're someone that is like nervous or you feel like you're in a lot of debt, you might not feel like, oh, I can invest in something. And I can totally understand that that might be your thought process, right? Another reason why you might not want to hire a business coach is because you feel like you can do it on your own. You feel like, you know what, I have a lot of knowledge. I come from a background in coaching, or I come from a background in business, and I know how to launch a business. Maybe you have experience in launching businesses before. Maybe you've had your own business before, and that might give you that head start to be able to build your own business online. If you have marketing or sales background, which I had before I started my business, I actually knew a lot about selling and marketing and getting clients. So that was another reason that I didn't really think I needed help doing it, because I, did that for other clients, right? When I first started my business, I had already been doing that for clients for 10, 15 years. So I knew how to get clients and network and reach out to people and cold call and cold email and cold message. I wasn't afraid of getting on the phone. I wasn't afraid of reaching out to people and potential clients and customers. But a lot of people are nervous and they need that sales or marketing help to give them that, that push, or that, knowing and understanding and skill set of being able to get clients. Okay. So those are the reasons why you might not want a coach. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get a coach, but there are reasons why you might have that thought process of not getting a coach. Now let's talk about, I just keep hearing Amber. Can you hear that like little noise? It sounds like a bell. Amber's like wandering around and I don't even know where she is. It's just so weird hearing the bell. Amber, what are you doing? Amber girl. I don't know. She's gonna come up. She tends to like to hang out downstairs, and I'm upstairs. All right. So now, why would you want to get a business coach? Okay, if you're like me, you might be wondering, well, Megan, why did you get a business coach later on when you already have sales and marketing background and you're a business coach yourself? That is so. Why would you get one if you're already a business coach, right? You already know those things. And the main reason for me was mindset. The reason is I knew what to do. I knew how to market. I knew how to do social media. I knew I felt confident in my teaching. I felt confident in coaching because I had trained in that. But what happens is sometimes you know all the things that you need to do in your business, but you're not doing them. You're procrastinating. You are doing things in a perfectionist sort of way where you're really trying to perfect it, make it perfect, and you're not taking as fast action as you should be. It could be that you're doubting yourself. It could be that you had one big month and the next month is not great and you're wondering, hey, is it worth it? Should I do this? You have other things in your life going on. We all are human beings and we all have family members and we all have friends and people in our orbit that count on us, or we have responsibilities in our life. And sometimes those can get in the way of building our business if they take our attention. And oftentimes it's like, I'm kind of like squirrel, right? Where I know what I need to do, but sometimes my brain is like going over here, going over there, right? It's like that shiny object syndrome where you think, I'm going to launch this course, I'm going to do this program, and then you're feeling like, I'm bored and now I want to try this and now I want to try this, right? And what a coach really does is help you understand, what do you really want and how are you going to build this business sustainably for you, and understanding your mindset and the way it works, right? And that is like, honestly, anytime I've hired high-end business coaches, and I'm not talking about just a course, usually I purchase a course if I want to learn a new skill, right? Something that maybe I can't figure out on YouTube. Most of the skills, online skills, I've either taken a course or I've literally had to do it. And can you tell I'm obsessing about my hair? Like, how does it look? What's it like? Because I got this new layer here and I'm like trying to figure out what to do about it. But usually to learn a skill, I do it on YouTube. And if it was something HTML oriented or website oriented or any type of skill, I would literally try to learn how to figure out that skill through YouTube or Google. But if for some reason those skill sets that I needed were harder and I couldn't figure it out, I would sometimes take a course on it, right? For instance, on Facebook ads. I know when Facebook ads first came out, I think it was in 2014 or 13, I took some courses on how to do Facebook ads, how to run a Facebook ad, right? For social media marketing, I knew social media marketing, but I wasn't as in tune with Facebook ads. Another course I've taken is on Instagram, right? And brand strategy on Instagram Instagram and how to make your feed look really nice. And I mean, I'm not a designer. My background is more creative in terms of writing and coming up with content and the written word and speaking rather than the design aesthetic. So I knew I needed help on that. So I usually take a course to learn skills and a course to take, or I use YouTube. But coaching, what that really does for you is high-end coaching, being in a high-end mastermind or one-on-one. It really helps you understand you. It really helps you get focused and in terms of your business, in terms of who you help, in terms of your message, in terms of your sales strategy, in terms of your marketing. But also when you already know those things, the strategy, right? Once you know the strategy that you need to do in your business, it's really executing that strategy and putting it out there, but also understanding why you might not be executing, or what do you need to do to scale that business? What kind of help do you need, right? Immediately when I knew that I didn't have enough time to do it all on my own, I was able to have a coach who really helped me understand leverage and systems in my business, which I knew about systems, but I was a little bit, I don't know, not that I was scared, but I was just like procrastinating on getting help. I was procrastinating on getting a virtual assistant and really procrastinating and putting those systems in the right place, probably because I was once again saying, which project management system should I use? Should I use Airtable? Should I use Trello? Should I use Asana? What should I use, right? And rather than really saying, focused in and forget about perfectionism and make a decision on a system and stick to it, I would see, oh, there's this new hot system, like Airtable's out, try that now. Oh, try this now, right? And so it was almost like I wasn't creating systems because I was seeing other people use different systems. I couldn't decide. I'm like, oh, is this email marketing system better? Is this software better? Is this one better? And that can take just so much time out of your day. And also it really just takes you off task, right? When you're just trying to figure out what's the perfect system, you're wasting so much time. And this happens a lot. Like you would not believe, because there's so many different tools that you can use online to grow your business. It really can take you off track when you're trying to figure out what system is good and you get a system going and running. And then you might think, oh, I want to try something else because I'm bored, or it's working, but it's not 100%, right? And so one of the things that a coach really helped me do is get my systems down. And it doesn't mean that they have to be 100% perfect, but down enough that I can then train someone else to use my systems, right? And that's what I did, is really learning and honing in on understanding leverage, understanding scaling, understanding systems, understanding my mindset to be able to then take what I know, take the strategy that I know inside and out, and then teach someone else to be able to implement that strategy. And then for the elements of my business that I need to work on, getting that mindset in such a strong place that I'm implementing, that I'm executing, and that I'm not doubting myself, that I'm in that high level of confidence to do the things I need to do. So the main reason that I believe people should be thinking about getting a coach is really, there are so many ups and downs in building a business. There's so many ways to succeed in business, right? There's so many different systems. There's not only are there different systems that you can use for your own business, but there's all different marketing and sales strategies that you can use, right? And you might say, I need to use this one. I need to try this strategy. I need to try this strategy, instead of having that tunnel vision and focusing on one thing that is going to move the needle, right? When you constantly are looking this way, and this way in systems or marketing or sales strategy, you're never going to really fully push through a strategy to see it working to the end, right? And that is like what I see a lot of new entrepreneurs struggle with. Is it's not that they don't know the strategy. It's not that they don't understand marketing or sales. It's just that they're bouncing around so many different places in terms of changing their course ideas or changing the strategy, the marketing that they want to do, that they never get anywhere because they're learning new things all the time. They're trying to get perfect in one strategy without really fully focusing on one thing. And I think that is just like our human brains. Our human brains are creatures where they have specific needs, And one of the needs is novelty, and one of the needs is change. And I don't know if you know Esther Perel, but she's a great relationship therapist. And I like to think about the things that she teaches on, even in business. And I saw this TED talk from her where she even has a podcast too. And she talks about the idea that, why is marriage so hard, right? And why are relationships so difficult? And it's because of that idea of the novelty, right? That you end up basically being in something that's very common, and you get used to each other and you take each other for granted. And at the same time, there's nothing new to enrich you, right? And that's why a lot of people in COVID, there's so much, I would say mental wellness is so important to realize during COVID, because that is like 100-fold, right? That monotony, that same thing over and over. I mean, even not being able to get a haircut for like over a year and a half, or not being able to go, our indoor dining is still not open until I think the 16th or the 19th. I can't remember the exact day. So not being able to go out, not being able to do new things, not having that novelty in your life is really it puts a damper on you, right? And so the same thing in terms of business, you have to think about what are the human needs that we have, right? If you study coaching, if you study Tony Robbins, there's specific human needs. I believe there's 6. I don't know them off by heart. Actually, I could just check here. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm just going to Google them really quickly. But knowing what are the top human needs in your life, right? Hold on. Let me just get it up. 6 human needs. Tony Robbins. Here we go. Let me see. Okay. So here they are. And I always like to remind myself of this if I'm ever feeling down, or if I'm ever feeling uninspired, like, oh, is there a need that's not being met right now? Is there something in my life that I'm not getting? And maybe that's why I'm feeling this discomfort, or this malaise or lethargy or whatever. Oftentimes it's not because, something's wrong with you. It's because there's something that you're not meeting a human need that you desperately need or want. Okay, so let's see here. There's an ad pop up. Let's go here. Okay, so, and it's a whole article. Okay, the 6 human needs. Okay, here, these are Tony Robbins. There's number 1 is certainty, is the assurance you can avoid pain and gain pleasure. Number 2 is uncertainty, variety, and I'll also mention novelty, because that's what Esther Perel talks about in terms of relationship. And, the need for unknown, change, new stimuli, right? If you're not getting one of these needs met, now what he says is that there's usually 2 top needs that you have that you tend to really need, right? That they're part of you. I know for me, uncertainty and variety is one of my top needs. Like, I have a need for freedom. And so if I'm feeling constrained in any way, that's probably why I traveled so much when I was younger. It was like I needed that variety to inspire me and to get me excited, right? And I think it's important to think, what is it that you really need for yourself? So there's certainty, assurance you can avoid pain and gain pleasure, uncertainty, variety, the need for the unknown, change, new stimuli, significance, the feeling of being unique, the feeling of feeling important, you're special or needed, right? Oftentimes, when you have kids, a lot of times people start feeling that need for, you feel needed, you feel significant, you feel good, right? And that is another thing I've heard in relationships is sometimes when a marriage breaks down, they might go to a therapist, and one of the partners will say, well, I just don't feel like you need me anymore. I don't feel needed. I don't feel like you want me. I feel like, you've got everything figured out. We as humans, actually, it's a human need to want to feel needed. And so that is a unique need, right? To want to feel important, to feel special, right? That you're someone different, right? And the next one, number 4, is the connection, the love, the strong feeling of closeness or union with someone or something. The 5th need is growth, right? An expansion or of capacity, capability, and understanding. So this is another need that I know I have, and why a lot of entrepreneurs have, and why you might feel like you're always like trying something new, and maybe that like it's harder to focus, because if you have this need for growth and expansion, you want to actually learn more, right? Like I'm a huge learner. I have a degree, I have a post grad, I've done 3 yoga teacher trainings, I've done life coaching, like I've done so much extra education in my life. And I'm like, why do I constantly want to take these new courses and beyond, the regular course load that most people decide to take? And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're someone online, you're probably taking a lot of courses. You're probably like, I want to learn Reiki, or I want to learn yoga teaching, or I want to learn this skill or that skill, right? It's because it's one of our needs. Growth is an actual human need, right? Personal growth. And so not having that growth, or feeling stagnant in what you're doing the same thing every single day, it's boring, right? And so that's why so many people, what I see is that they jump to one idea or jump to another. So many creatives are like this. And instead of following through with something, like for instance, a marketing strategy or a sales strategy, you're like jumping to get growth because you want to learn a new skill, right? And if you realize the needs and you understand your brain and understand, oh, what are the needs that I tend to want, my top needs, it'll help you, right? And number 6 is contribution, right? A sense of service, a sense of focus on helping, giving to, and supporting others. And he says everyone ranks these human needs differently, and the way they are ranked explain why you are as a person. And the top 4 needs in the list above shape our personality, while the last 2, growth and contribution, shape our spiritual needs. And so people's needs can be met in a variety of ways. He says we seek fulfillment through our relationships, their careers, our personal interests, and more. And so let me just go through this. Now that I'm reading this, I might as well finish reading this article because it's actually really interesting. I always like to be reminded of, I always go back to this because I feel like I'm always looking at my, the way I work. I'm always looking at my motivations. I think it's important, if you're someone that is growth minded, to understand the way your brain works, not only in a business setting, but in a romantic setting, in a friendship setting, in terms of what you want for your life. I think as when I was younger, I didn't really think this much. I kind of just went after my urges, like the pleasure thing. I was a pleasure seeker, and if something felt good, if I wanted to get something on a whim, I would just go after it. But now I actually think more. As I've gotten older, I'm a lot more disciplined, and I'm also a lot more thoughtful in what I decide to do in any type of relationship and what I go after, rather than thinking sporadically, this is going to be fun, I'm going to try this out, right? I think that can be dangerous and damaging. If you, I mean, obviously it's fun to do things on a whim, of course, but if it's ever going to hurt someone else, or hurt a relationship, or impede on your values, right? Your moral values, you should take a step back. And I think that's something that I've consistently, like over the years, one of the things that you learn in life coaching is to really understand your values, right? And really understand what are those top values that you want to stand by and stick with, to make you a better person, to make you someone that is going to be who they say they're going to be and act the way they say they're going to act. And oftentimes that's hard, right? If we are pleasure seekers, right? We want to stay away from pain. And so sometimes we want to get things and we don't think twice, because it's like, oh, this is the way to pleasure, right? Let's just do it. But it, like, for instance, like, oh, I want that, it could be something so easy as, I want that ice cream because it tastes so good, right? But then if you go back to your values of being a healthy person, you might say, well, I've just had ice cream 5 days in a row. Let's just pretend. But if it was something that you said, oh, once a week, I'm going to do it, right? Then you understand your value of, maybe you have a high value of being healthy, and you realize, like, if I'm doing this consistently, going for the treats, going for that over and over, that's kind of conflicting with my value. Okay, so let me just talk to you one more time about the 6 human needs from Tony Robbins and how they reflect. And I know that I'm talking about, do you need a business coach, but and why would you need one to get clients? But honestly, it really does come to a lot of these motivational things. Of course, you will learn strategy with a business course. You will learn all those online marketing skills if you pick someone who, already knows how to market online, already understands that. And most business coaches will. But the key thing, I think, when you hire a coach is understanding, do they understand your psychology? Do they understand the way the mind works? Are they just going to give you instructions on like paint by number? Here, follow exactly what I did to build my business, or here are 5 different modules on what to do, go do it. And if you're not doing it, are they like, oh, why didn't she get it done, or he didn't get it done? It really is, for me, understanding, I want to know that person that I'm coaching with intricately, right? I really want to understand their motivations, their values, their purpose for doing things, so that then I can coach them properly, so that when there are any speed bumps or times when they are lacking in consistency, or they're not feeling as motivated, or they're not really understanding why they're feeling stuck, I can help them through that. And so I love that I have business coaching background from my marketing and sales career, but I have the life coaching skills and the mindset skills from doing life coaching and understanding my own mind, getting through it with my own business, but also doing the courses and understanding the way the mind works. So I highly recommend, if you do hire someone to help you with your business, that it's not just strategy. Honestly, it really is so much a mind game. So many people say it's a 90% mindset or 99% mindset. And the reason why this is because strategy can easily be learned online. You can Google it, you can take a course, but really doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing is half the battle. Okay. Now I'm going to go through those 6 human needs again. Certainty. So if certainty is one of your core needs, you need to feel secure and safe about the future. And when you feel you get positive recognition, it might help you feel that need of certainty. And in order to live a life filled with certainty, you have to kind of stay the same, right? And that's impossible. We never stay the same, right? The only thing we know that is true, well, I mean, there's many things we know that are true, but one thing is that change is necessary. Change is, you're always going to be going through changes. So that idea of certainty is really kind of not real, right? And so you actively like try to, the best way to have certainty is to artificially control your environment by changing your expectations, right? Or by avoiding new situations and people. So this process provides you with an assurance that your actions will either avoid pain or gain pleasure, which then fulfills the basic human need for certainty. So I think certainty is a little bit low on my list, to be honest. It's never really been something that I've cultivated. I am more of a seeker and more of someone that has been on the kind of free-spirited path. And so I've always kind of done things that are a little bit out of the box and out of the, not really certain with everything. So I think it's something that it's not really, it's important, but it's not something that, I don't have kids, right? And I would say that if you have kids, this is really important, the need for security. All right, so next one is the uncertainty variety aspect. And this is just in everything, right? I had mentioned in relationships and wanting to make your relationship spicy and fun and adventuresome, but also in your business. So how can you bring that variety into your day, right? Maybe it's taking a new route. Maybe it's trying something different. I think that's really important to think about, because it's like, it means that when you have that uncertainty and variety as one of your top needs, it means you're not afraid to take risks, that you are, less likely to not do something because you're afraid of failing, right? So I'm not going to read the rest because you can actually read the whole article. I'm actually going to put the link below because I'm kind of repeating myself of what I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to put the link below so you can read the article. It's really good. It's quite long and you'll really get a feel. I mean, this is one of the tenets of life coaching, is really understanding your needs. And then other aspects of life coaching is your values and understanding your motivations and your mindset. But that's all I have for today. So hopefully, I know I talked a lot about different things on this live, but really at the end of the day, Do you need to have a business coach to be successful, to get clients in your business? No, you do not. Does it help? 100%. And it's helping in ways that you might not realize. It's helping in ways that are not necessarily just strategy, but the mindset, understanding yourself intrinsically, and having someone else that is trained to hold you to accountable, but also to understand the way you work and the way your mind works and the way human minds work. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are looking for a coach, if you're looking for a business coach, I would love to help you. I would love to coach with you. My background is in sales and marketing, so that those are my things that I really help people with in terms of getting clients, getting you booked up, helping you really feel good with your coaching business, but also mindset and really understanding who you are and your values, and really getting you to actually do the things that you know you're meant to be doing. So I've got that strategies piece of me, that spiritual side of me, and the energetic side of me with my the different courses I've taken in yoga and spirituality and energetic kind of things, but also really getting you in that mind space to do the things that you know you're supposed to be doing, and really holding you to that space and keeping you there so that you feel like you've got someone on your side and in your corner. So thank you so much for watching. I'll leave a link below so that you can learn more about coaching with me. Bye.